Okay, so welcome to the coaching chat Zoom. I am a poor substitute for Elaine, but I am here to welcome you this morning and just excited to have a great group with us this morning. Like I said, Elaine's mom has been in the hospital, and that's why she's not with us today. But I know she's excited to be excited to see everybody that's on. And I'm just thrilled to have a chance to see all your faces. It's so hard to be alone in the house all day. As a matter of fact, I was on the phone with Karen and she said, "You talk to yourself all the time." Yeah. Anyway, so how many of you got to attend? I know we're going to talk today about the Winter Summit. How many of you got to attend the Winter Summit? Okay. How many of you watched it afterwards? Which is the beautiful part, that it's recorded. Yeah. Well, I got to finish it up last night, and I was really impressed with just so much great information. And so I've asked several friends that got to be on there that are going to share with us today, and then I'm going to share something at the end. And I don't know if you've had a chance to see the post that Elaine put on Team Extreme last night about today's post, but in the comments, I put a note form that you may want to print out and fill out. It's about if you had watched the Catherine Lee presentation, we're going to be talking about that today. And I thought her information was so phenomenal that I kind of pretty much transcribed it for you, and I thought and then we could fill it in as we go along, because it's just really great information. How many of you got to see the Catherine Lee presentation? Okay, so it was only a couple of us, so I think we're going to try to have to watch that at the end, because it's only 4 or 5 minutes long. So, okay, so several people that I've talked to were really excited, and there were people that put comments in the post on Team Extreme about it. And so I'm going to ask Karen if she will kick us off and share with us what stood out to her and her takeaways from the summit.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, my hand was, I've got 4 actually topics that that struck me. But I was taking notes like crazy. It was a really good summit. There was so much information out there. The first was the tips they gave on growing your business. And they asked the question, what is your why? Which we all should know inside and out, because it keeps us focused and driven. But they asked, what systems do we use to grow our business? And they talked about several. One was the 5-1-2, meaning getting 5 new customers a month, 1 new distributor, and 2 events. And you do that monthly and your business will grow. They talked about the daily mode of operation, where you do 2 reach outs to new people, 2 customers, 2 follow-ups, and 2 team members daily. That was another person's strategy. And then the third was focus on 25 to 40 customers per month, and you'll grow exponentially. And then I love this, Brenda calls it eating the frog. They talked about do the hardest thing first. Do that hard conversation, make that phone call that customer, ask for the order, and understand that relationships, these braces make me slur, excuse me. Understand that relationships are the most important part of the business, and have a system to track those relationships, whether it's Teamzy, pen and paper, or another system that I obviously don't know about. And I never get tired of hearing all of those tips, because Elaine stresses them all the time. And the more we focus on that and do that, the better our businesses are, and they benefit from it. I also loved, the second thing I loved about this summit was the explanation of the performance bonus, PB qualified. That is like a nightmare to try to explain to somebody, but so go back and listen to it if you haven't heard it. It was concise, easy, and direct and to the point, and I loved it. So anybody that hasn't heard the PB qualification talk, you need to go back and do that. And then the third thing was the new products. There's now going to be a non-soy version of the Complete, which is awesome because a lot of people don't want the soy in there for whatever reason. But there's going to be coming out this year, the non-soy version. And there's also going to be a performance version of the Complete. And I guess that's more for athletes and people that really train a lot. So Yvette, you might want to look into that. And also in 2021, they're going to do free stuff or items with bundles. And they kind of talked about maybe in the shred bundle, giving away a free shaker. That was the example they used. So that was kind of cool. So just watch out for those. And then the fourth thing I took away from this, and this was the most important, this was in both session 1 and session 2, where they did the stories, and they were all incredible. And again, I never get tired of hearing them because they inspire. But what intrigued me the most about the talks or the stories was the diversity in the careers and the people, both female and male, that we have in the community. And there are equally as many reasons why people do the business. Some of them were financial reasons or just to get their product paid for. Others were philanthropic reasons, time freedom, feeling stuck and needing a purpose, professional change or burnout, and a passion to help others. So, but the common thread that I saw in all of those stories was a heart for sharing. And it doesn't matter who you are or what you do, we can all be successful in this business. And by just pouring out our hearts and putting the time into doing the work. So those were my 4 takeaways.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. That was powerful. Sure. Yes. Okay. Miracle, would you please share with us right now too?
Yes.
Great.
So my takeaway was the simplicity and the breakdown of how simple incorporating social media more into our business. It really just stood out to me because I'm one of those people, prior to being a virtual franchisee, I didn't have social media for several years. So when Elaine had encouraged me, you can really leverage your business and connect with people with your Facebook page, I struggled with that a lot because I just, didn't really use social media to the extent that most millennials do. So when the presenter talked about, the content of what we can post, and he made it very simple. One of the questions he stated was, the value, what are you offering in that post? Then he talked about like the purpose, every post will have a purpose to it in the community. Who will you be attracting? And then the last thing he talked about is the opportunity. Will people want to join and be curious after you post? So he even simplified it even more by giving us categories. And he said you can either post something about fitness, family, healthy eating, and team building. So he encouraged us to even go deeper and talk about those areas, things that are passionate to us, whether that be a hobby or something that's dealing with health and nutrition. So it did make it feel like we're not coming off as a salesperson. We're being genuine in our own personal journey with health and nutrition. And we can always go back to those 4 categories, when I post, because I was like, if it's not Juice Plus specifically, like, what do I say? And it just really connected with me because I'm like, now I have a full strategy. When I go to social media to post, I can target these different areas to start that conversation and be genuine in what I'm offering and what I'm sharing with my friends and associates on social media. So I'm definitely going to apply this information this year. That's my goal, to make sure that I'm engaging with people on social media and they're able to see more of what I'm doing and not having to, post Juice Plus specifically, but I can give them a glimpse into my own personal health journey. And that will spark a conversation, because that's something that we definitely want to keep in mind when we're having these conversations, or someone may inbox us, that, that curiosity is something that we have created, and it doesn't necessarily have to be us reaching out to them on social media. So that's my tips.
Thank you so much. That was really powerful for me too, because I was never on social media before I retired from teaching and started Juice Plus full time. So thank you for sharing that. I thought those were really valuable too. Thanks, Thanks so much, Miracle. So Precious, please share with us. Thank you.
Okay, so what got me excited was shared by Sean Hopkins and Janet Black. It was on the company's desire to reward us faster with what is going to be called the Juice Plus wallet. And so this will give us the opportunity to basically get paid when we do the work. So typically we are waiting 5, 6, maybe even 7 weeks to get paid when we do, sponsorship bonuses or title rewards. And this will allow us to get those payments right away, on top of our regular monthly. So what the options are, you will have the option to choose from a virtual debit card or a physical debit card. And they didn't say this, but I was assuming when they said virtual, they were talking about how, like, how we have like Apple Pay on our cell phones, and we can just take our phone and put it on the card reader or whatever. They didn't say it, but I'm assuming that's what the virtual is. And then of course, we all know what a physical debit card is. They mentioned also that this will allow us to have a clear picture of what is coming in, and then how you are reinvesting in your business. So you're taking your JP money and reinvesting. You can actually see a clear picture of what you are being paid for. And then the smart thing would be, if you reinvest, you use that same debit card to, take care of those things. They also mentioned that they have not decided an actual day that this will be released, but they did say in the next couple of weeks that there will be several things unrolled on the Insights website to explain how everything will work. They want everyone to be comfortable, because something like this can make someone feel, very nervous, especially if you're still like a check writer today or something like that. They want you to understand exactly what is expected. And so Janet called this the business activation plan. So I'm assuming that's the terminology that will be used. And again, she said in the next couple of weeks, they will show things on Insights on how to actually do it. The other thing that was a takeaway for me was, it's just this community. So when I got to see, I don't know if any of you are familiar with Mr. Henry, but he spoke in session 2. And I am familiar with him because my son and I have done Juice Plus Tower Garden calls with him. So to hear him speaking and my son run into the room and go, "Oh my God, that's Mr. Henry." The community is incredible. Like, my kids didn't know who people I worked with when I worked in corporate America. And honestly, I didn't like them enough for them to be introduced to my children. And so it was amazing for him to hear those voices that he knew, that he heard before, and it made him want to sit down and actually watch it with me. So my takeaway was this awesome opportunity with the Juice Plus wallet, and then how great our community continues to grow and continue to impact us, even my 8-year-old.
I love that. That was so cool. I didn't know that story. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Karen and Precious and Miracle, so much for sharing. And if you have, is there anybody else that has something that they quickly would like to share from their takeaways that's on the call today? Okay. Well, I know that that we're going to be talking about a lot of the things that are coming out. There's so many incredible things. One of the things that the cool thing is like we said, I'm pretty sure it's going to be up for the next month. And please, when you can, get on there and listen to, especially the first one in terms of the first one was the training, and the second one were several people who were telling their stories, many of them that I have never even seen before, and the stories were all amazing. But the training from Kathy Crockett, who is a teacher, she's a professor, and she's just brilliant. She was in Juice Plus even before I was. She trained on the performance bonus and on some of the changes. And so we're going to look at, I'm going to show you really quickly, hopefully on my screen. And it was just some of the things that she shared, that some changes. Okay, we're not going there yet. We're going over here, hopefully. Yeah, oh, here it is. Okay. Well, okay, there it is. Some of the changes with the performance books, some of the things that Elaine put on Team Extreme that are so exciting, this back up, is first of all, one of the things, for those of you that have been around for a while, we have gone back with the bonuses, especially the P plus and the QSC and SC. It's back to a 30-day, a 60-day, or a 6-month rolling time frame. So it's any 6 months. It's not just the first one, other than the fast tracks. There was a special fast track, but that's been really cool. But so there's one of the first things that they talked about was to be commission qualified, that Elaine's talked about many times. Instead of 225 points, they've gone back to 200. So that's going to be a lot more. It's just going to be easier for, especially for our new people, to get qualified, to be able to receive a check and be customer qualified. So this was the post that they did about the performance bonus. And so under promotion bonus, like Precious was saying, the performance points come in when the product ships, and those points accumulate over time. And then there's payline points that come as the customer pays, and they start over each month as order payments are processed. And Kathy Crockett did such a great job of helping us understand how to use on our virtual office. When you click on your dashboard and you can go to your points, and it shows you the pending points, that the points that you already have. Let's say it was like the 15th of the month or whatever, and then also the points that are pending, that unless someone cancels or returns something, those are the points that you're going to have. So even from the beginning of the month, you'll be able to tell what you already have, unless there's been some change for the month. And so knowing how many more that you'll need to be qualified, it was really powerful. And she explains it super well. And then to be commission qualified, like I said, instead of 225, it's now 200 payline points that you need every month. And so to get a paycheck, and that's when you're considered an active rep. And then of course, for our performance bonus, which is it's the benchmark that really, that corporate recognizes that we're really serious about building a business, is the 1,800 points to be performance qualified every month. And then, like I said, the promotions for partners, new partners in QSE and SC, it's not necessarily by the calendar month like it's been the last year or so. It's a rolling time. So if you don't get it, your Partner Plus in the first 30 days, you can use it in any 30-day period. Same thing with QSE, in any 60-day period, and then 180-day period. Okay, and so, and if you're above SC, of course, there's the worksheets that we have that are going to really that help with those so much. So now I'm going to play for you the ending of the first summit was with Catherine Lee, and many of you know she is an amazing person, not only an NMD way up there with in Juice Plus, but she's also has her own personal development program. She's been on Oprah twice. She's incredible. And I just thought this was so powerful. And if you have a chance to go on Team Extreme, you can print off the, let me see, I made a sheet with all of this, and you can kind of follow along and fill in the answers to each one. But if not, you can, it's going to be easy for you to do that afterwards. So here we're going to go.
Catherine?
Well, thank you so much, Jason. What an incredible morning. And I get the privilege of tying it all together with how to have a success mindset. We know the product works. The research proves that. We know the company is strong. The longevity proves that. We know the system and the community works and is behind us because our history shows that. So now it's up to us. We get the privilege of joining together, partnering with corporate and each other to create a success mindset. I joined this company when I was 24 years old, and now I'm 51. And I have the joy of looking back over that history and seeing signs of success. And I want to share a few of those with you this morning. Each one of them starts with an I. So jot down intention, interest, invitation, and influence. See, it all begins with your intention. We have something of incredible value to share, both in our product and our business model, but also the community that we have to invite people into. So when we go out with the intention that we are literally offering something of great value, people feel that. They feel that there is no hesitation in the next thing, which is the interest in them. We are interested in who they are. If you will have genuine interest in people, that creates intrigue in them to be interested in you. I'll never forget, years ago, I was in the grocery store and this beautiful young woman picked up a piece of produce and she said, "Do you think there's any nutrition in this by the time we get it?" I was interested in what she had to say. And I said, "Oh, I know, I wonder that too. And that's why I do what I do." And she said, "Well, what do you do?" And I said, "I'm a rep for a company that found a way to put fruits and vegetables in a capsule. And now we get to say I'm a partner with a company that found a way to put fruits and vegetables in a capsule." What an incredible concept. That yes, it is the essence of the nutrition of fruits and vegetables that we are offering to people. And that piques people's interest. It's still an amazing concept. And now more than ever, people know that it's needed. So in that moment where I created interest through intrigue with Deanna Christopherson, who is now a PMD Plus 100 Club multiple times over rep, she has an incredible story because I had the courage to then make an invitation. Now that invitation can come in a lot of ways. It can literally come with, "Is there anything else you need from me before you're ready to get started on Juice Plus?" You can send someone a video and have them watch it, be interested in what stood out to them, and then say, "Is there anything else you need from me before you're ready to get started?" And they will tell you what they need. But in that moment with Deanna wanted information and education. So I got to invite her to an event, just like the events we have going on this afternoon of people's stories and the events we consistently have through corporate and our teams. We always have an opportunity to open up the invitation to education and an experience with our community through our events, virtually and when we gather in small groups in person. So when we have that ability, when we have that opportunity to share the invitation, we are saying to people, "I want you in my life, and I want to add this value to your life." They have the option then to say yes or no. And if I go back to the intention, your intention is, of course, to get them on Juice Plus because we know the benefits that they will see in their own body and in their lives when they get started, but they make that decision. So our goal is to share information and to have them say yes or no. So as we have that intention that we have something of great value to offer, we are interested in them, we're interested in their needs and their desires, and how our product and our business and our community can meet those needs and desires. And then we make the invitation to an event or to get started with us. And that all equals influence. And this is not the kind of influence where it's me over you. This is the best kind of influence where 1 + 1 does not equal just 2, but 1 + 1 = 11. That's synergy. That is partnership. So now we get to move forward with great intention, with interest in others that creates intrigue in what we do. And we get the opportunity to make an invitation to add more good and invite people to be part of the solution and be part of something powerful. Now it's up to us. We have the ability to change lives, to make a difference, and to create a healthier world around us. Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you this afternoon.
Wow, yeah. Wasn't that powerful? I just thought that was such great verbiage, and I was just really excited to be able to record that for you. And I hope that you'll be able to, it'll be powerful for you too. So is there anybody else that would like to share anything that they learned or that they've heard today? Okay, well, Elaine and I talked about trying to be through right at 30 minutes. And then what I also wanted to share with you is that next week she's going to be starting the series on, we're going to be talking about goals for 2021, which I think all of us are so ready for, to have a new vision and a new excitement. So it's going to be really powerful. And I know that she, like I said, she was really appreciate your prayers this week. And she's looking forward to having her mom in a place where she feels good about it. And she's really excited about the goals. You know, if you know Elaine, you know she's the best at all of that. So if anybody else, unless anybody else had to share, I just thank you so much for being on with me, and have a great week.
Thanks so much, Brenda.
Thanks, Brenda.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Happy New Year, everybody.
I'll see you on the shred.
Bye. Have a great week.
Thanks so much.
And it's nice we're going to be able to have the recording for a month, right?
Yeah. I've listened to the first one twice, and I've listened to the second one about halfway through the second time. Yeah.
Now,
takeaways.
When you made that recording of Kathy's, did you record from a recording then?
No, I
just make your own.
I was doing the actual. It was from the actual. I just put the actual summit. Yeah, it was just on my desktop.
Okay, because I wanted to be able to possibly share it with a class, college class, and they haven't quite started yet, I don't think. And I don't know how long we're going to be able to have it. So is there any way to be able to get a recording or be able to keep the recording rather than just for 30 days?
I have no idea.
Do you know?
I don't know. Sorry.
Okay.
You know, maybe you can. Linda, is Linda still on? Well, but maybe, what do you think, Jelaine?
Elaine, I have a question. You know the
Sure.
sheet that you had that you sent out? I caught some of the blanks when she was talking.
Mhm.
I didn't catch the first part. Will there be something that gives the answer to all the fill-in?
Sure. Well, I can, yeah, it's all on there. I mean, pretty much transcribed, but it says, we know the products work.
Okay, so wait a minute. Let me write them in.
Okay, yeah. The first one is, we know the products work. The research shows that.
Okay.
We know the company is strong.
Okay.
The longevity proves that.
Okay.
We know the system and the community works.
I don't have to do that first.
I'm sorry, Well, it's supposed to be system. It's supposed to be system, but I think it's actually, I put business. Yeah,
Okay,
change that properly. And
okay,
community works because our history shows that.
okay.
And so now we get the privilege of joining together, partnering with corporate and each other to create a business mindset.
Okay, I did get the rest, but for those that didn't, they may need the rest.
Yeah, it took off at the beginning, but I just thought that was such, I mean, she just set it up that we can have such assurance that we're doing the right thing, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, it's exciting. You know what? And I will go back. I appreciate your going that with me, Jaylene, because I'm going to go back and change that one to system, because that's better than the business, because it is more, you know, it's like Elaine's always saying that her husband says the systems are a dime a dozen, but you have to have one. I think I've got 19. But you know, it is really powerful. It's made me very aware of that, but I'll go back and check that. And then I also realized when she was talking, because I was kind of following along, that she put it is the essence of the nutrition of fruits and vegetables, and that's even more powerful. So I'm going to fix both of those, and I'll just replace the one that's on Team Extreme with the new one. Okay, and you'll know that because you'll see an S instead of a B.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
Thank you.
I have another question.
Sure.
They said something about the logo changing,
Yeah, I don't think it's out yet, but yeah.
so we don't know.
But
what
have you
that's
been
all
on the
about.
new website? Our new website.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
Yes.
Oh, it's just beautiful. Hi.
I got a question on that new website. I don't see a place in there where I can access all those wonderful videos that I like to use from the old
It's there.
virtual
I
office.
showed you.
They're all in, yeah, on the website, you mean? Did you go down to the bottom? I
Okay,
haven't spent a lot of time. I know things are in a different place, but I think everything is still there. And
all
the
right.
way that the research, yeah, you have to go under the drop downs. There are a lot more, because I couldn't be like, used to be research was its own little tab, and it's not that way now, but it's under, I think, our products. And they're actually even listed separately, but we'll find them for you. We'll
So I
find
just
them
need to
together.
play with it more then, huh?
Pardon?
I just need to play with it some more then, huh?
I think yeah, there's a lot of new stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
One
but
of the
I
things-
always love the videos. Mhm.
One of the things I especially liked that I discovered last night was a way to track when all your products were ordered, your own products. And it gives you a chance to postpone them, but it doesn't give you a chance to change them. Like I had a child order, and it started out with all capsules, or it may have started with chewables. It went to capsules, and last time I moved it back to chewables, but here it didn't have it for the next shipment.
Well, probably if you go back to the old virtual office, you'll probably be able to do that. You should be,
Yeah.
you can still change products on there.
Okay, so hopefully it will be updated together soon.
Yeah. Some things are just in a different place.
Yeah.
Hey, Brenda,
Sure.
I have a suggestion for Dale, and there might be something that's a little easier, but
Sure.
if she wants to record Catherine, you know, she could do it on bring it up on her laptop and use her cell phone and just record that way.
Yeah, I was thinking of that.
Is that the way you were wanting to record for them, Catherine Lee's part?
Well, I liked the second part B, because this is for new customers and things. And
well, and you know, maybe they'll leave that on for a while because that's specifically what it's for. Yeah, so or for recruiting new team members. So
I think it would have been good to have 2 different passwords though, because I think as I shared part 2 and said it was still available, if they watch part 1, they're going to just glaze over and they're not going to understand half of it. You know, where it was just for the existing partners.
yeah.
But I think that's great. They're keeping it up a little longer.
Yeah, I do too.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Bye, thank y'all.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate your help. It's great to see you, everybody.